Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and I wanted to start this little esoteric influences video. I do this thing on the blog. It goes from Sunday to Saturday of each week called Esoteric Influences, and it includes numerology and oh gosh, human design and the I Ching. I really like that system. It also includes a little bit of lunar stuff and everything, and uh, some aspects if there's any that are interesting. And also runes for each. I do a rune for each day of the week. And it's kind of cool. So if you want to go over there and check it out, I'd love you to do that over at imsteppingaside.com. But I just wanted to maybe start something here. I go through all of this during Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune, Monday through Thursday. But then the rest of the week, I'm not really talking about any of this stuff. And so I thought maybe we'll see how it goes. I may just take that part out of or just briefly mention things in Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. And then maybe I'll just do this every day. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what makes sense. Some of this stuff is it's not some of it. All of it's evolving. And when something seems like I can evolve it some other way, then I do. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Today is a Sunday. It is the 7th day of June, and so we're looking at a 7 energy. We're going to take a step back and observe today. Even if you might appear aloof to others, not everything is as it appears to be, and because of that, sometimes you just have to take a step back into the observer role, and I don't know, just watch and see what happens. Watch to see what settles out before taking action, before responding maybe. So just think about that for today, given that it's a 7 energy today. The rune for today, though, was Uruz, the second rune of the Elder Futhark. Its meaning is a water element rune. It's the primal forming essence. It has to deal with our health, endurance, healing, strength. It represents the oryx, which is a big cow, basically. But it also means energy shaping matter. But it's the source energy shaping matter. And so it would not be the ego doing so, but it would be the higher self in that regard doing so. So you see, it's a place that's removed into the ultimate observer role, right? The same as with the 7. So today, how I interpreted today then would be then that with Uruz as the rune, as voices for much needed change continue to be expressed, begin thinking about the form this takes going forward. Healing is going to have to take place on all levels now. So, remember to wear a mask, whether you're out, asserting your right to peaceful protest or if simply going to the grocery store. We need everybody. So, we need all voices heard now. So, hang in there, protect yourself, and be that forming force for something new and better to take hold. The moon is in Capricorn today. We're going to take time to focus on details. Capricorn's real focused, very responsible, practical. So accept that responsibility and follow expected norms and rules. Now, for others that aren't Capricorns by nature, if that's not your sun sign, you're not your natal sign, then that can be a struggle. It's like we feel that pressure to conform and to have self-discipline and all that, and we're like, yeah, no, not doing that. So that may be a struggle for you today with the moon in Capricorn. Now, moving on to the last part of the esoteric influences for today, I'm looking at the human design chart for today. And what human design does is it blends the astrological positions of the different planetary bodies. I mean, whatever you're wanting to look at. There's only so many that they include, though. Not like, like I use Solar Fire for my astrology software. So I also use Time Passages, but Solar Fire, well, both of them, they give you this wide variety of different planetary bodies that you can include if you want to look at them. But in any event, not so much with the human design, but what you get is, you've got 64 hexagrams in the I Ching with 6 lines indicating different experiences on each one. Okay, and so what they've done is they've positioned all of it around an astrological chart, and then wherever the planets are, they are, right? And so they interact with those I Ching energies. And so right now, Last week, Jupiter and Saturn have both been at gate 60, which is the 60th. Let's see, what was that? Hang on one second here, and I can tell you what the 60th hexagram is and what it has to deal with. Limitation. Okay. And right now, it has been at, I think, rigidity for Saturn, and then I think acceptance for Jupiter, maybe. Well, now Jupiter has moved to gate 61, which is line 6, which is, let's see, I think it's, I can't remember it. I didn't write it down. Gate 61 is inner truth. Oh, appeal. Yeah, gate 61, line 6 is appeal. And so right now it's just suggesting overall a strong focus on the truth. I kind of like to look at both as north and south nodes of the moon if they're interesting, and I also like to look at where Jupiter and Saturn are, because Jupiter, although it's in both are in retrograde, both Saturn and Jupiter, but we're talking about the planet of expansion versus the planet of contraction or limitation. So you kind of like to look and see, well, how are they interacting right now? Are they getting along? Are they reinforcing each other? Or what are they really doing? And so until today, they were kind of both reinforcing some form of limitation. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. So, because today really what they're talking about is suggesting a strong focus on the truth. So we also have in human design something called channels. And what happens when you have let's see, I don't have one out here, but when you have a chart, right, a human design body graph, you're going to see a body drawn on behind, and then you're going to see these triangles, right? And they technically correspond with the chakras, but instead of 7, we've got 9, all right? When you connect them together, you connect one gate to another gate, from one section to another, you now have an energetic channel. And right now, today, the channels of awareness, which represents the design of a thinker, and the channel of rhythm continue their influence this week. Rhythm is about being in the flow. It's suggesting that truth and understanding are reinforcing a shared commitment to the cause. We're aware of what's at stake concerning both the pandemic, because, we still have a pandemic going on, remember. That's why you see everybody out protesting in masks, because they're trying to do two things at once, staying alive while standing up for their rights, right, and for a better sense of racial justice in this country. But anyway, we're aware of what's at stake concerning both that and the outrage of over how people of color are treated by law enforcement in our country. We're no longer standing still for abuse of any kind. I think if there's one message that's clear, it's that we're done. We're done. You take the skin color off, you remove the skin, it's the same bodies underneath. Come on. This is outrageous to think that you can do this, that police, that law enforcement can do this to citizens of our country. Come on. We're in a time of reflection, or not reflection, rectification, which is the sun's placement today, with unexpected progress occurring at every turn, which is represented by the Earth's placement. As we continue to challenge the status quo, like we're doing, the moon's placement, also known as the heretic in this regard, whether it's the devastating death of George Floyd at the hands of a police officer or trying to get people to wear a mask when around others. We watch in horror as the federal response is to put up barriers to the people's house as they seal in the coward-in-chief, Mercury's placement of disengagement from his responsibility toward this country. It's clearly time to leave all doubt behind. We're in a new day now, a new time, and we're not turning back. And that's Mars placement. We have the energy to get this done. We have the energy to promote peace. We have the energy to promote and sustain major, profound change. We are in a 22-year. What are we waiting for? Okay. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll see how this goes, and maybe I don't know. Tomorrow's Monday, so I guess I'll either incorporate some of this or I'll do an esoteric thing first, and I'll release it first, and then I'll do somewhat daily tarot and rune, and we'll go from, and then maybe I'll do a checking in thing. I've been doing that too. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do anyway. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good day, and stay safe, stay protected, be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.